AMD Adrenalin 24.6.1 driver for Radeon GPUs now available, new game support, anti-lag 2 for CS2, expanded hypertune profiles, eye improvements and more. AMD has just released its new Adrenalin 24.6.1 driver for Radeon GPUs, adding support for new games and several new features. AMD rolls out a meaty Adrenalin 24.6.1 driver for Radeon GPUs, packed full of enhancements, game support, bug fixes and more. The newest Adrenalin software update is here and it's a big one. AMD's 24.6.1 release not only adds support for two brand new games, The First Descendant, read our impressions here, and Once Human, are candid with the studio behind the new title, but it comes with tons of enhancements such as support for new hypertune profiles for games like Overwatch 2, F124, Like a Dragon 8, Infinite Wealth and Outpost, Infinity Siege. These new profiles enable HyperX for up to 149% boost and FPS in titles such as Baldur's Gate 3, F123, Resident Evil 4, and more. Besides these, it looks like AMD's upgraded anti-lag 2 support is back and is out of its technical preview. The feature is now available for full use within Counter-Strike 2, enabling a 40% reduction in latency using discrete GPUs such as the Radeon RX 7900 GRE at 4K resolution or up to 27% lower latencies with integrated GPUs such as the Radeon 780M featured on the Ryzen 7 8700G APUs. AMD also provides updates on the eye side of things which were recently disclosed as part of its ROCm 6.1.3 launch, further harnessing the power of consumer-centric RDNA 3 GPUs and also supporting the WSL2 subsystem. Lastly, there are a range of fixes and improvements within existing games and applications that make this driver a must-have for Radeon gamers. New game support. The First Descendant Once Human expanded hypertune support. Hypertune profiles. Like a Dragon 8, Infinite Wealth, Overwatch 2, The First Descendant, F124 Outpost, Infinity Siege enable HyperX and get an instant boost in performance of up to 149% on the Radeon RX 7800 XT GPU across games like Baldur's Gate 3, F123, Resident Evil 4, and more. Expanded operating system support. Support for Windows 11, version 24H2. AMD Radeon Anti-Lag 2 support for Counter-Strike 2. Takes responsive gaming to the next level by introducing an in-game option to optimally pace frames, further reducing input lag on AMD RDNA architecture-based discrete and integrated graphics products. Get a decrease in latency in Counter-Strike 2 of up to 40% with AMD Radeon Anti-Lag 2 at 4K on the AMD Radeon RX 7900 GRE graphics card. Up to 27% with AMD Radeon Anti-Lag 2 at 1080p on the AMD Ryzen 7 8700G processor with AMD Radeon 780M graphics. Eye on Radeon. Performance improvements and memory footprint reduction for large language models, LLMs, thanks to 4-bit quantization acceleration support for all RDNA series discrete graphics products and RDNA 3 series integrated graphics products running on X runtime with DirectML. development on Radeon. Technology preview for Windows subsystem for Linux, WSL2. Enabling PTorch users with supported hardware to develop with AMD ROCm software on a Windows system, eliminating the need for dual boot setups. Expanded Agility SDK support. Introducing support for Agility SDK 1.613. Microsoft's Agility SDK 1.614.0 functionality. Microsoft DirectX 12 WorkGraphs 1.0 API. GPU upload heaps. Shader model 6.8, including wave size range and expanded comparison sampling R9B9G9E5 support for render targets and AV. Fixed issues and improvements. Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas may fail to launch. Improvement to intermittent driver timeout or application crash experienced while playing Helldivers 2 on AMD Radeon RX 7900 series GPUs. AMD software, Adrenalin Edition performance metrics may intermittently fail to update while playing Helldivers 2. Intermittent system freeze or low FPS on hybrid graphics notebooks pairing certain FreeSync enabled displays. What to know? AMD Radeon Anti-Lag 2. Anti-Lag 2 will be enabled by default in the Counter-Strike 2 Advanced Video Settings menu. Anti-Lag 2 unlocks improved responsiveness by adding in-game pacing of the CPU or the GPU, particularly in GPU-intensive scenarios. For more information on how to use Anti-Lag 2 and measure latency, click here. Join the conversation by sharing how responsiveness is improved with Anti-Lag 2 on your system. Known issues. Virtual Super Resolution or display color enhancements may be set to disabled after driver upgrade. Resolution targeted for 24.7.1. Corruption may be observed while playing Dying Light 2 Stay Human, Reloaded Edition with Radeon Boost enabled. Users experiencing this issue are recommended to disable Radeon Boost as a temporary workaround. Intermittent in-game corruption may be observed while playing Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut with AMD software, Adrenalin Edition record and streaming and HDR enabled. Intermittent black corruption may be observed on scaled 3D models while using Origin or Origin Pro application. Resolution targeted for 24.7.1. Audio and video may intermittently become out of sync while recording using the AV1 codec in AMD software, Adrenalin Edition. Resolution targeted for Q3.